Heather Hyman with Sweet Tea Social Marketing, and I'm really excited to just today explain a little bit to you about how the monthly reports that I create for my clients is able to help them have an idea on their growth and their progress on their social media. So I've got a actual report that I'm going to actually do a screen share of so you can see it, and then this will be able to give you kind of an idea on how this can be used for just kind of seeing what's working, what your target audience is, as in who you're reaching, and if that's going in the direction that you want it to, and just to kind of track some of your growth opportunities and potential that may be something more that you want to take advantage of. So I'm going to quickly go over really quick and do a screen share. And what's going to pull up on the actual screen is you will see this report. It's a multi-page document. It's kind of clear and straight to the point on purpose to just make it easier and more user-friendly for the purposes of just sharing some information. Now you'll see that this is just for about a 1 month period. And you can see here in the group stats, now we do not do Twitter on this particular account, as you can tell, and it is focusing on the incoming messages, the sent messages, and then the new Facebook fans. So you can see within this time frame, it had 111 new Facebook fans. Over here on the right, you can see that there were 313 interactions by 273 unique users, which ultimately, as you can tell, the difference between the 313 and the 273 means that some of the users commented or posted or interacted multiple times, which is a great thing. And then it had a total impressions of 2,977. If you go ahead and go down here to this page, it again shows that the page at the time this report was created had 123 total likes, and that there were 15 people talking about this brand on the Facebook. Now you can see over here on the right, the number 0 indicates that there were 0 people who had liked the page, but then let's say changed their mind and unliked the page. And then you can kind of see via the graph here that there were different times where the fans grew. And so you can tell that kind of in this timeline that there's quite a bit of a spike, and then you can kind of see there was another spike and then another spike, and then it went up just a little bit over here. So again, that's kind of spaced out throughout the month, which kind of shows consistency, that there's various times throughout the month of activity, and that it didn't all just happen on one set particular day. If you go down here to this section where it's talking about the page impressions, you can see that it has, again, another chart, and it's giving you kind of indications of the days of the week where there's more activity in general throughout the time frame. So you can tell that Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday seem to be the days that have like the highest kind of connection with the audience that's currently coming to the page. You can see that the color here indicates whether it was paid organic, or if it was viral. Now, paid indicates that there were some paid Facebook ads that were done in this time frame, and that helped reach 2.2 thousand people. But you can also see that the organic reach is the biggest, which is great because that indicates that just naturally, without paying, that people are kind of interacting and seeing the posts that you are putting out on Facebook. And then viral is this lighter shade of color, and that more so is an indication of things that pretty much was shared the most and kind of went to a point where maybe one person shared it and then that person had a friend who then shared it and it was seen by more people. That'll often happen a lot with video, whether it be something that's humorous and funny and engaging, and then you'll see this person shares it. If you've ever personally been on Facebook, and you'll see that many people have various, like you'll see something funny and your one friend Beth has it posted, and then you'll be on Facebook 2 days later and you'll see your friend Larry has the same thing posted. That's kind of an indication of something that most likely went viral because it's pretty much out there being shared by a lot of people. So for a business, in this case with Panchies Interiors, it's very great that we had the opportunity to have viral content that occurred within the very first month of being actively engaged on social media. Now down here in the last section, this is really neat and interesting information because this tells you, based on people on Facebook who are coming and interacting with your page, that the breakdown, for example, of the people that you're reaching the most, the demographics are those that are ages 55 and older. And you can see of those, 89% of those are women and 11% were men. The next highest category within this 1 month time period is the age of 35 to 44. Okay, and then again, that's majority women. So that kind of lets you know, for example, with the interior design industry, you would imagine that it may have more exposure with women, and that is the case. Then you'll come over here and you'll be able to see where the traffic is located within the world. So you can see, as you would imagine, that yes, the majority of it is here within the US, but there are some interactions from the UK, Mexico, Romania, and Honduras. And then it has your top cities. So this is a small business, Panchies Interiors by Pam James, is in Columbia, South Carolina. So this makes sense that is where the highest engagement is taking place on Facebook, is specifically to people, primarily women, as you can tell over here, of women in Columbia with over 2,000, right at 2,000. Second with Lexington with 268, West Columbia, then followed by Blythewood, then followed by Greenville, South Carolina. Now, what is interesting to me is that Greenville is a town that's about an hour and a half away, and for whatever reason, within this 1 month time frame, the engagement for this brand had some connections with that community. So it may be a great resource to kind of venture out on other social platforms such as LinkedIn and maybe continue to build and make connections with interior designers that maybe are specifically in that area, and just to continue to grow in those connections and in those relationships. So that's pretty much in a nutshell how to read this Sprout Social report. I like these reports because they're fairly user-friendly to the client who may not necessarily be familiar with using these, and they'll then be able to track on a monthly basis the growth for their brand and for their business. If you have any other questions about the actual Sprout Social reports, by all means, please let me know, and I would be more than happy to just specifically answer any questions that you have. And in the meantime, just to help you get connected with more ways to be able to use social media and marketing for your brand, I want to make sure that you know that if you visit my website, sweetteasocialmarketing.com, I do have a ebook that is absolutely for free, and it is called, dun, 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 dun. What is it called? I know, I should know this. I do know what it's called, but it's basically an ebook that is called 4 Must-Dos on Social Media for Small Businesses That Want Real Results. So in order to get that, I'm going to make sure that I post in the link below. You'll be able to see this obviously on YouTube if you're watching this live, and that's it. Thanks so much.